to the show. Gather round, listen close. We got George, Brock, and J.A. bringing you the most NFL podcast. It's about to go down. Three amigos ready to run this town. Welcome to the Ball Studio, where the fun begins. George, Brock, and Jay talking NFL with their friends. So grab a drink, sit back, let's dive into the show. The Ball Studio, fam, we're ready to go. Let's go.
Welcome to the Vault Studio podcast. Week 6 gone.
Week 7.
Week 6, week 7. Who knows anymore? Who knows? Yeah,
Who's counting?
The NFL is great.
Clearly not us.
Don't count. Just enjoy it. Joined by another week of George. How are you, mate? Fucking cunt. And James Arthur. Welcome aboard, mate.
Bit animosity in the chat before we started recording, but we've cooler heads have prevailed. We've calmed down, and we're here. We're professionals. We're ready to do our job.
I think I prefer it back when DJ used to be blind. I'd have to get him sober before the podcast started.
Hey, shout out to DJ, by the way. Saw him on the weekend.
Saw DJ on the weekend.
Sure,
Good
man.
man.
It was great to catch up.
DJ
with
and
boys.
Jules, the long-time listeners know DJ
Shout
and
out to
Jules.
Jules.
back
Shout out
in
to
the
Coops.
podcast
Shout out
days.
to all the boys down. It was great. Great to go and see everybody.
It was a good past players' day. Rangers got a dub.
Rangers got a fucking dub.
You need them. You need it.
You take them.
Sometimes you never realise how much you need a dub until you get one. You know.
Pink Lady Day, so it was great to get a dub for that day.
Yes. Shout out to the Pink Ladies. Well done. That was really good too.
That was
fantastic.
a great cause. Well done. And a pretty good week of NFL, just quietly.
Fantastic week.
There's some really good games.
Let's
Man,
just,
we probably had the game of the year.
we got to shout out the socials.
Oh, yes.
Instagram, TikTok,
This is why I love Brock.
Facebook. We don't really post on Facebook much, so don't worry about following that.
No, we
Get on
do.
the
We
YouTube.
post. They go on every day now, just for Scotty, because he's only allowed Facebook.
He's only allowed
He only
Facebook.
has Facebook.
That is true. He's only allowed
Sorry,
Facebook.
Scotty. Sorry. He's not picking up to my
YouTube, subscribe, ring the bell, watch the video. Watch the video on Spotify as well. We love to see your faces. We love watching our faces back on that too. So
Nobody likes seeing my face. Let's be honest.
that is facts. So let's get stuck into it. Shout out to Sporting Globe as well.
Yes.
Another great voucher. Red Cup betting on Sunday was fantastic.
Well, it was Sunday morning. It was a rough one this week. We had to pre-record.
It was a good pre-record.
It was a good pre-record.
Smart pre-record on that one. Real smart one.
That was me knowing the position I would be at 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Very good forethought on that one, my man.
Sometimes
Well
I do. Sometimes I think outside the box.
Sometimes you do think.
And just for the record, if you do want to follow the socials and that, I just know now, in the past, we have not been active at all on our socials, but we are extremely active on our social media. We have clips go up all the time.
Oh, we're blowing up.
Yeah,
we're blowing
like-
up on social media. We're basically famous.
Um,
People know me. People stop me in the street now and be like, "Hey, are you George from the Vault Studio?" And I'm like, "Yes, I don't sign autographs." So sorry.
have I?
You're not signing autographs? I'm signing everything.
Well, see, this is where I'm going wrong.
Call me Money Manziel because I'm signing.
I'm signing babies. I'm kissing jerseys.
I've got that oil money apparently.
I'm gonna kiss them. I'm gonna kiss babies. I'll kiss whatever you want, man.
No, I got just a sidetrack story. I told this story years ago. So a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, when we were doing the podcast for SEN,
Ooh, we're going back now.
Yeah, I was working as a chippy at that time, and I was working at someone's house, and I was working away, and then in the background, I could hear my own voice. I was like, what the? Why am I hearing my? And I thought, is my phone playing the podcast or something like that? No, the son of the person's house I was working at was listening to our podcast.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's
It was one of the cool. And he
That
came
is
out of
so
the room, and I
cool.
was like, "You like that podcast?" And we didn't have any visual that day, so he would have not known anything about what I look like. And he was like, "Yeah, no, it's an SEN NFL. I'm a big NFL person." I was like, "What do you reckon of that JA?" And he's like, "No, he's good. I like both of them." And I was like, "That's me." And he was
JA.
like, "Bullshit." And he's like, "No, I don't believe it." And I started talking, and he's like, "Oh my god, it is you. It's your voice." And
Did you sign his autograph?
no, I didn't give him an autograph.
Oh.
He didn't want one.
But he was a really nice kid. He was only a young fella. Maybe would have been like 16 or something.
Shout out to that kid.
Yeah, I've forgotten his name now. It was a house in Hillsville. I remember that. Ripper kid.
Hopefully he still listens.
Hopefully, if he does, shoot us a message. 'cause
Please,
that'd be
actually,
awesome.
yeah. If you listen, shoot us a message. We'll get you on.
It was very cool. I was like, all the things I expected to hear this morning was not my own voice in the room next
How
to where I was
trippy is that?
working.
That's cool, man.
Shooting on some skirts in a bathroom, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck, is that my own voice?" Yeah.
Let's
in the day.
get started, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's roll in, Brocky. What are we doing?
I don't have the doc up at the moment.
Doug Peterson
There we go.
survives
He
another
does
week.
survive.
Can I just say something on the Jags? I watched the replay of that game because I didn't get up at 12:30 to watch it. But I watched the replay of that game. The Jags are actually a really good 2-win team. Like, they're not that bad a team. I'm telling you, like, Lawrence, he's had 9 drop touchdowns this year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So if you get Lawrence's stats up and you add 9 touchdowns to him, he's probably got one of the highest touchdowns in the league.
9 drops is a lot.
It's a lot. And he had 4, the game that they lost to Chicago in London, he had 4 dropped touchdown passes.
Wow.
So imagine if you add them into that game, it's a shootout and they're a legitimate chance to have it,
Win that game,
to win
yeah.
that game. I don't get me wrong, I think Peterson doesn't survive the season, but Lawrence has won me back a little bit over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I don't think he's the problem.
What do you think is the problem?
They're not a great offense. They're not a very... Well, first of all, their offensive line's not very good. It's bad. It's really bad. And it's impossible to be a good quarterback if your offensive line's
It's
terrible.
impossible to have a productive offense without a good offensive line.
Yeah, they don't
in
run the
NFL.
ball
You can't,
well.
because if you can't run the ball, you can't play action, you can't pass, you can't do a lot of things if you can't run the ball.
And that was the difference in this game against the Patriots is Tank Bigsby, who's kind of emerged out of nowhere. Everyone thought Travis Etienne was going to be the guy there this year. Apparently, he's on the trade block now. They're looking to move him.
Yeah.
And Tank Bigsby's the guy. Great name too. And they ran the
Great
ball really
name,
well.
I
And it's
agree.
funny, you run the ball really well, you control the game.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, your quarterback, because if all you're doing is passing all the time, D-line just like, I'm teeing
Yeah,
off.
that's right.
And it's really hard to play offensive line when guys are just teeing off on you in pass protection. It makes it a lot
It's hard for
harder.
you to set the tone at the
Yeah.
line of scrimmage. I 100%.
Trevor
agree.
Lawrence has 9 touchdown passes.
So you add 9 more to him, he has 18 touchdown
He's probably,
passes this
he's probably
season.
second or third in the league for touchdown.
By the
passes.
way, it makes a big difference to the way you're looking at him, isn't it?
1,000%.
And they've probably won another game, maybe another 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying,
a- that's a
I don't
fair
think...
point.
And also, Brian Thomas, he's quietly become the best rookie receiver in the NFL. Like he's jumped. He leads in yards. He doesn't have. He's not leading in receptions, but he leads in yards, touchdowns, big plays
He
over
caught a TD on the
20
weekend
yards.
too, yeah.
Got another touchdown on the weekend. He's just a really, really good wide receiver. So I think there's some hope there. I don't think Peterson survives the season. I think that win maybe bought him another couple of weeks. I think they will. Like I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 hours he does get fired because it just seems to what happened.
I think we're going to look early that he survived the London trip, in my honest opinion. They're coming up on their bye week now. This is the time they do it. They're not doing it mid-London trip, of course, but I reckon it's a massive...
You reckon they pull the trigger and fire him now by week?
One game. You go to London, win one game.
Well, again, and we've talked about this a few times. You have to look at, and we've talked about this from the McCarthy point of view. You've got to look at who's going to take over.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the Jags assistant coaches are. I genuinely don't know off the top of my head. But if there's no one there that they're comfortable being like, let's give him the reins
Like a
for the rest of the
natural choice,
year,
yeah.
then what is the point? Like your season's basically done. You've got more chance of going on a run with Peterson than you do firing him and basically like saying the season's done. We're not winning anything, which is like the Jets tried to do that and it hasn't really worked for them.
Yeah, we'll
but,
get to them.
But yeah, I just watching that game, Lawrence does a lot of really good things. He has a lot of bad things too, but he does a lot of really good things. And I think there's some hope for him.
The only thing is saving him with his job is 2-5, but the Tennessee Titans are 1-5, Cleveland 1-6.
Yeah,
and
they're not the worst.
are
team.
1-6.
Yeah, and I think they've got some offensive issues worked out to an extent.
And let's be fair, they beat the Pats, like
they're not good at all.
who
Pats.
might be the most talent depleted.
Exactly.
They've got no talent.
The
on that
Pats
team.
went into that game 1-5.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
The-
They're not.
The fact that the Patriots beat the Bengals week 1 is one. We're going to look back at that and be like,
That might cost them a playoff spot. You know that
But
loss.
yeah, that was an awful loss, and it was purely just the Bengals stuffing up that cost him.
What do you think of Drake May?
He's fine. Like
Do you reckon they got? Do
Moves
you reckon
well.
they got something? Do you reckon he could be a starter?
yeah, I do. I think they've.
I think so too.
I'm not watching him being like, holy shit, this guy can't play.
Yeah.
I'm watching him. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic, he has a good arm. Their O line is a sieve.
Yeah,
for the
that's
Patriots.
the Pats' biggest issue. They have no O line. They can't run the ball, so they're going to force Drake May to throw the ball 37 times. He was 26 from 37 for 276 yards.
Yeah, he's not terrible.
If they win that game, everyone sings his praises.
Yeah.
Because they lost, everyone overlooks what he did.
They also
Like,
had some
I
good
100%
receiver
agree,
talent.
bro.
That's a
I
great
100%
result. It was
agree.
2 touchdowns, no picks. That's what you want from your quarterback.
In his second start
Like
or third start.
Second.
Second start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if Jacksonville don't get a couple touchdowns on special teams and defense,
Yep.
like this is an even game. When you think about it, it's only
Yeah.
16 to 32. This is an even game.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
Like
It's
I don't
fine.
think the Jags actually kicked the shit out of them
No.
to save someone's job. It's just
Yep.
their defense showed up.
Yep.
And they played the Pats.
And the Jaguars' defense is very talented. They've got 2 like top picks in Josh Allen, DN Josh Allen,
Yep.
and Trayvon Walker, who I know people saying Trevor Walker's a bust. He's actually not. He's playing very well. He's a really good edge rusher. They've got Armstead inside, who's a good inside D tackle.
Yep.
They've got that middle linebacker. I always forget his name, but flies around the field.
Oh, yeah.
Aluka one. Flies around the field. He like they've got some players. I don't think they're terrible. So I think Peterson. I don't see the point of firing guys not like halfway
Mid-season.
through the season.
Yeah.
I get it later in the year, or if you have like an incumbent coach that you can rely on and you think it's going to be a better situation. That normally only happens when like that coach is disagreeing with the head coach. There's infighting, and then the owner goes, "Well, we got to pick one of them, so we got to fire someone here."
Yeah.
And if they like the coordinator, they'll fire the head coach.
I think firing a coach mid-season basically tells the organisation we're giving up on this season, and that's
Yes.
not a good look.
No, it's not. It's not. But we'll see how it plays out. I said I wouldn't be shocked if genuinely wouldn't be shocked if Peterson.
I think the Pats have got something with Drake May. I think they should build around him.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you have to. You took him with the third overall pick. Like you have to build around him for a couple of years. But you've also got to get him some talent.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like they have to do something next year.
They'll be drafting high. They should draft a fucking tackle. Just draft a tackle.
Draft the best tackle, or if the best tackle's not there, draft the best wide receiver.
That's it.
Just this, yeah.
I agree.
Drafting receivers early the last few years is paying off for teams.
Yeah.
Hasn't been a ton of really bad receivers early in the first round. Like even if you look back, like the Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy, like Henry Ruggs was going to be a good player. He just made an awful decision and is in jail. Like he just made a bad decision. But like CeeDee Lamb was great. Jeudy, he hasn't really hit the mark. But you know, if and then Jefferson was in that draft too.
Yep.
Like there's plenty of good receivers that you can pick up. Brian Thomas this year we just talked about for
Yep.
the Jags. There's so many. So get a receiver next year and rebuild around it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays.
You have to do your due diligence on that though, because you could pick up a bust like Chargers did with Quinton Johnson, and I'm not calling him a bust like a complete bust yet, but he's not going to turn you can't get a wide receiver and turn your season around, franchise around in 1 year.
Yeah.
No.
It might take 2-3 years for him to come on. Like CeeDee Lamb was good his first year. He's not what he was now though.
No. He was not.
He's 4 years later. That's when he really
And there's
showed up.
plenty of guys like Des Bryant was kind of just okay his first couple of years. It takes for some guys it takes time, but you just want to see that raw skill, which you can see with some guys. But yeah, CeeDee Lamb was second fiddle to Amari Cooper. I'm trying to think he had another receiver that year as well. I can't remember who it
You
was.
didn't have Cooks that year, did you?
No, it was Gallup. It was when Gallup was good.
Yeah.
When Gallup was having that massive year. They ended up picking Gallup over Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Which was wild.
Speaking, brilliant segue into the Bills Tennessee game.
Oh,
He's already making a difference.
they've
Cooper.
nailed one.
He's already making a difference.
they've nailed that trade.
Bills are really building, man. Hey, how good is Josh Allen?
He's
good is Josh
well. You put it in that Josh Allen is him, and
He's him, man.
He's that good.
He's the guy.
I think Amari Cooper adds such a just reliable source to that offense.
Yeah, he's got a good
Like,
hand.
He
gets
does the
open.
right thing, and that allows other guys in that offense. Like all of a sudden, we saw the rookie receiver for
Cal
them,
Coleman.
Yeah, had his first 100-yard game because all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, he can just get single coverage, and when he's got it, we can put it up to him.
Yep.
So he's going to develop well. There's strong rumors that they're going after Calvin. Why can't I say his name?
Calvin Ridley?
Kamara.
Oh,
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
Oh, wow.
Really? They're gonna. There's 4 teams that are in the market for him, and I think Denver and the Bills are the kind of the front runners to get him. But
That will be so good.
I think for both those teams, that'd be a good move to bring in that sort of
Just
asset.
a first rounder for Alvin Kamara.
I don't think he'd even. He's out of contract at the end of this year. Like the
okay.
Saints are a clusterfuck, and they'll be looking just
They
to
are.
move him to anywhere they can get some sort of value. I think you might get him for a third.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're happy to eat his contract. He's got no guaranteed money next year, so you can rework his contract,
Yep.
make it more friendly for you.
Yep.
I think there should be a few teams. There should be a few contenders that are looking at bringing in a guy like Alvin Kamara.
Exactly. Especially his ability to catch out of the backfield too would be so good for Josh.
Oh,
Allen.
and he can't be utilized at the Saints anymore because they're just not a functional offense now. They've got
There's so many injuries.
on the O line, quarterback injuries, receiver injuries. They've just got
completely depleted,
teams
bro.
literally just shut Kamara down and they can't do anything unless he does it. So I think he will. I said wouldn't surprise me if that move's made in the next 24 hours as well. That you see Kamara on another team because trade deadline is
2 weeks. Yep.
It's 2
Week
weeks
8.
before week 8. So
Yep.
I think it will happen at some point.
Yeah. Allen's good. Bills are building.
I think the Bills are trending, and I don't think the division's very good for the Bills. Like, I know Tua's coming back from Miami.
Yeah, but
reportedly
that's
next
an
week.
unknown.
It is an unknown. We don't know. I think when he comes back, they'll be playing well, but I also think the Bills are just a better team than Miami too.
Yes.
With Tua, they're a better team. And then
the Jets are the Jets,
and the Jets
Pats
we'll,
are the
we'll
Pats.
talk to the just a bit later, and the
Yeah.
Pats we've already touched on. So I think the Bills will run away with that division. It's just how many games they can win.
Interesting. Tennessee went with Rudolph for the start.
Well, Levis is hurt.
Oh, okay.
He's not right. He's shoulder or something like that. Well, that's what they said. Who knows?
I think
he
that's
hasn't
bullshit.
played
I think
well.
they just went. He just played like shit, and they went with Rudolph to see if they could do anything.
But with all honesty, Rudolph did exactly what everyone expected him to do. Like he's not very good.
No,
he's
not.
been a backup for his entire career, except for the time when Miles Garrett
Do
hit him with his
Tennessee
own
need
helmet.
to pull the pin on Levis and start looking for another QB?
Next year? Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
the guy. He's meme game stronger than his football game.
Amen
Like,
to that.
He's almost becoming the butt of jokes.
Yeah. Well,
So, and
kind of is. Yeah.
and a guy like him who is a swaggy, confident guy, they tend to be torn down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't think Levis will survive the criticism that he's copying right now, because he's copying it from every angle. You hear what like we say and joke about him. You reckon guys on the field aren't saying that to him?
No doubt.
Like you think those guys aren't tearing him apart on the field
No
when
doubt
he's
about
stuffing
it.
up. His coach clearly doesn't like him because of the dumb turnovers, which is fair enough. He's got no trust
A
in
lot
him.
of turnovers.
Yeah,
And
so
dumb ones too. Yeah.
I think the Titans are queuing the rack. They're just not talented at all. So Jamal Adams got cut as well
Yeah.
by the
No,
Titans.
he asked to be. It was a mutual
cut.
agreement. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
because
was-
he couldn't get on the field. So
That's it.
he asked, like, I don't know where he's going to go to get on the field though, because the Titans are one of the worst teams in football. So
if you can't play for them, who are you playing for? Yeah.
unless someone gets him in as like they get a couple of injuries maybe, and a contender brings him in just because he's a solid vet. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Maybe
But
the
he'll
Chiefs or something.
probably go to the Chiefs and win a
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
But he's also a scheme sort of defender as well. He can't just go in and just play a position.
No, he needs to fit like a specific role on a team now, which is that like dog linebacker, that athletic nickel linebacker that can blitz a little bit, cover a little bit. He's not great, but
Probably would do well on the Chiefs then.
can tackle. Yeah, I think that'd be the sort of team he'll end up at when they need later in the season. When they need it, they'll work it out.
Perfect. Let's get on to the Titans and the Green Bay game. George has it as
Texans and the Green Bay.
that's one.
Yeah.
Love wins the battle of the young guns.
Yeah, CJ Stroud didn't have a really good game.
CJ Stroud hasn't been that good this year. He's been okay.
I think this is what happens when you have a diva and you receive as Diggs and you have to throw him the ball 7 times and you get no real
twat.
production.
Did you see the fight he had before? He instigated that fight before the game.
Yeah,
Diggs.
he's not what he was.
To be
anymore.
fair, they were winning this game. Like Green Bay, like Love drove the field to get that field goal.
Oh,
to
it was
win the
it was a
game.
really good
The
game.
walk-off field goal. Like it was a great game.
Yeah.
It was a close game. If Stroud plays to his peak of his abilities, they probably win that game easily.
Yeah, and Jordan Love he's one of the most interesting quarterbacks to watch at the moment.
I'm dubbing him Brett Favre 2.0.
Yeah, because he's not Aaron Rodgers. He
No.
doesn't play. Aaron Rodgers was so meticulous.
He's more Favre than he is Rodgers.
100%. Rodgers he doesn't like turning the ball over. He went on a massive stint where we didn't have turnovers.
Years.
That was kind of his claim, that he just never gives the ball back. Whereas Love's almost like, I'll give the ball back because I know the next one when I throw it, I'm going to score.
Yeah.
And I respect that sort of confidence.
I love it. He just lets it rip, man.
Because you're never
I
out
love
of a
it.
game with a guy like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now, he might cost you a couple of games throughout the year.
He's going to win you more than he
But
loses, though.
like that was Brett Favre's thing. He cost you a lot of games. And then when he got on a run and won that Super Bowl, it was him going, I am just going to win football games for you. So when you've got a guy like that, you can train in to be smarter with the ball. You can actually train that in. You can't train in to be like, let it rip.
Yeah,
That's an intangible.
Yeah.
You can't teach a guy that.
And
Like,
you
it has
gotta
to be there.
And you got to have the arm to do it as
And the
well.
talent.
The
And
arm's
he-
got to be live. Like
that
you've got
throw,
to be able to do it.
the touchdown he threw to Kraft, the tight end.
Yeah.
Mate, the DB even looked at him and was like, fair.
Oh, is that
fair.
the one where he nearly cut it off and then
Like
shut?
dropped it
Yeah,
off.
that's
Like
it, yeah.
he threw it hard enough to beat the guy cutting it off from the back, and with enough loft just to clear that linebacker or the safety. And the safety got up, looked at him and was like,
How many QBs can make that throw in the league?
6 or 7.
That's what I mean.
Maybe 10. Maybe 10.
Nah, I don't reckon that many.
Yeah, he's extremely like. But then again, he makes throws. You look at him and go, "What was that?" And he's almost doing it to himself. He's walking to the side. I'm like, "What are you doing?" That was never there. But then the next one, when it's slightly there, you're like, "Oh, it was there. He got it." And his receivers must love playing for him because he's not going to sit there and go, "Oh, well, you've only got a yard clearance. I'm not throwing that." He'll be like, "Fuck it."
Just let it rip,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm slinging it in,
He's
catching
never
it.
seen a throw where he doesn't like.
Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah,
throw it.
that's a great
He
description.
sees it and goes, "Fuck, I'm going to
Rip it.
if
Love it.
I make it, it's going to be a highlight. If not, shit happens. I'm going to throw it again."
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't like you win game. Like at least the thing I like about Stroud too They will win you games. When you've got a third down and 8, and you need to get a first down to ice the game out, they're not going to go, I just run it and we'll punt it and rely on our defense to stop them getting a field goal. No, it's like, no, I'll throw it and I'll get you a first down. Joe Burrow's got that a little bit. Like Mahomes does it. He's probably one of the greatest. Tom Brady was the greatest. He was like, let's not give him the ball back.
Yeah.
What's the difference? We give him an
Lamar
extra
Jackson.
30 seconds. Lamar's got it. Like, well, he's got it now. He's developed that this season.
I mean, he's always had that. He wants the
He
ball in
wants
his
it.
hand.
Yeah.
Because he's either going to throw it or is he going to get it on his
run
feet.
with it,
He'll
yeah.
get that first down.
Yeah, it's just confidence in yourself. And you know what?
Isn't that what you want from your quarterback, though?
Well, you want a quarterback that's... I've always had this feeling that you want a quarterback that's okay with losing you a game. He's comfortable with the idea of, if this doesn't work and I don't make the throw and I stuff it up, I'm going to lose us the game. Because that mentality is better than like, oh, let's just run it.
Yeah, but that's a
and we'll
winner.
either-
That's a winner's mentality.
That's why I always love Tony Romo. As much as he trust me, he cost the Cowboys a lot of games with the mentality, but he won them a lot of games by going, I am just going to win us this football game. I don't care if I and it's the comfort in knowing that you're okay to make the mistake. Because those guys that have that comfort, they're willing to then try at least, and that's how you win Super Bowls. You don't win Super Bowls pussyfooting around.
Nope.
No.
You don't win it. Like the 49ers will tell you, they could have won a Super Bowl last year if they'd gone for them fourth down. They kicked a field goal and they had to sit there and watch Patrick Mahomes. And every person in the world watching that Super Bowl was like, he is going to win the game.
We said it.
He's going to score a touchdown.
As soon as they kicked
and
that field goal, we're like, no, he's going
gonna win the game.
We knew
So-
he was going to win the game when they chose to receive the ball at the start of the overtime.
Yeah, like they just had no faith. It was, and that like I don't know if Brock Purdy's got that in him. I don't know the mentality around it for the 49ers, but
I think it's a little bit of Shanahan too.
yeah, I think it is. Well, he did it with Matt Ryan back when they lost that Super Bowl to the Patriots. He literally pussyfooted it in the second half. All he needed was a touchdown in that second half, and he waited to the game was tied, and then got the touchdown to tie it up again. But he waited too long. He should have been like, Matt Ryan was the MVP this year. He's thrown for 5,000 yards. He's been the best quarterback in football. Let's lose. We've just put 28 points on the best team over the past decade in the NFL
Let's
with the
lose trying to
legendary
win.
coach. Let's just launch this football and win it. Let's score the next touchdown and just stamp whatever comeback these guys are going
Amen.
coming.
Amen.
And they didn't do it. And that's why I do respect Jordan Love and I think D'Amico Ryans has got that mentality as well. You need to have it as a coach too.
Yeah, dog.
And LaFleur's been around a long time and he knows that mentality as well. That's how the Rams won it with Stafford. They're like, let's launch it.
Yeah, LaFleur's
And-
good.
And then Aaron Donald being an absolute dog. But yeah, I think we're really seeing the changing of guard at quarterback this season.
Yeah.
I think Shroud, Love. It sounds weird to say Goff, but Goff is like.
Hey, we're gonna get to Goff.
We will talk about Goff
Goff's
later.
been fucking balling, bro.
But and it's the difference with Darnold as well. Actually, let's just talk about that game now because I want to talk about Darnold too.
Please.
It's the difference with Darnold this year. I think he's genuinely become comfortable with the fact that, you know what? I'm not going to be playing in the NFL in a couple of years if I don't start actually just slinging it.
Just let it rip, man.
I'm going to lose my career by slinging the ball around and seeing what happens. And it's amazing and it helps when you got guys like Jefferson and Addison and that you can sling it around too.
Yeah,
but
that
he
helps.
made a couple of mistakes in the Vikings game and they were still right in it at the end. They
No,
were still
we're
right
all
in
the
that
way
game.
to the end.
So, and that's if we'd penciled that. My note was if we'd penciled Lions versus Vikings week 7 as a massive game in the NFC, not just the NFC North, but
Just
the NFC.
NFC.
Like that game could decide the number 1 seed. That's
I-
how big a game that was.
I reckon that's going to be an NFC Championship game preview.
Well, yeah, they'll play each other again. But like that could, like we would have never predicted that.
And again, that was a close game. That was a walk-off field goal as well.
Unbelievable. I tell you, that kept me up at 4 a.m. I was woken up thinking, oh, can I really be bothered getting up at 4 a.m.? And then that game, I was just like, I'm in, wide awake
Fantastic
watching it.
game.
It was one of
We've
the
got to
best.
talk about Jared Goff, man. He's playing really well.
Is Jared Goff, and we're going to talk about another guy as contention for the MVP, but we have to be talking about Goff as an MVP candidate right now.
100%
Like,
agree.
like no doubt about it.
His level of play is out of control.
His completion percentage is well over 70%. His last 4 games, I think he's had less incompletions
Yeah.
than they've had failed drives or something like that.
18 offensive TDs in the last 4 games. I'll put this stat in the chat.
Yeah. that's right.
18 offensive TDs in the last 4 games and 16 incompletions.
That's mental.
That's an average of 4 a game.
So that's more touchdowns than he's had incompletions.
Yeah, in a 4-game stretch.
Yeah. Like I said, I think Jared Goff is really... I think he needed... It must have been hard for Goff when he got traded because I was the same. I was like, well, Goff's just going to be a bridge player for the Lions and they'll be crap and then they'll draft a quarterback and he'll be the backup and he'll just move into like a... he'll be in. Like, you'll see him in 10 years' time going, Jared Goff still? He's starting
Like-
this week
like
for someone
with-
who's got
like-
injured.
Like with Andy Dalton in the
Yeah,
Panthers.
like he'll be
kind of
like
thing, yeah.
that. But he's turned his career around, and the way you hear Dan Campbell talk about him was that he pretty much came in as a shell,
Yep.
but he said his head was there. He knew how to play the game. He said, this is exact, Dan Campbell's paraphrasing, but his exact line was, every quarterback has the arm talent in this league. Like, if you're a starting if you're a top 10 pick from college going to the NFL,
Yeah, you don't make it to the NFL without the arm
you're a
talent.
talented passer of the football.
Sure.
What he saw in Goff was his head. He had the brains to play, which was one of the big things they said against him when he was younger. And he's got the heart.
Oh, really?
He was known. Mate, he didn't know which way the sun rose and shit. Do you remember that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah,
they used to
yeah,
call him a
that's right,
dumbass.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was, and I don't think McVay liked him, but I also think McVay probably misread the situation and miscoached him. I think if you ask McVay that, he probably agrees. But
What happened with those two?
well, I think McVay had the chance to get Stafford and was like, well, I can get Stafford. And then he won a Super Bowl. So in terms, he rolled the dice and it paid
And
off for
won,
him.
yeah.
But then the Lions are paying off in the long run. And Stafford's still playing and played pretty well this week too. Like, he's still a really good player.
They got a lot of injuries too.
Yeah, and they'll get some guys back. But
That was a fantastic game.
I just think
That was
think
game of
Goff,
the week for sure.
I think if Goff continues doing this, if they're the number one seed in the NFC and he's got, 40 touchdowns, he's trending to that very easily.
Yeah.
He's 100% in the MVP conversation.
It has to be.
It suits the narrative. It's because he's a rejuvenation. Dan Campbell, he should be coach of the year now. They shouldn't even be fucking around with it. They should just be like, pen him in as the coach of the year now, and no matter what happens the rest of the year, who cares? Because what he has done to the Lions culture, you put up the stats today of they haven't been 5-1 in 2 consecutive seasons
Since the
since
1934.
1934. That wasn't even the real
crazy,
NFL.
bro. Yeah.
Like
That was like leather helmet shit.
yeah, it was. This is what I mean. Like he has changed a team that are perennial losers, perennial like the laughing stock of the NFL, like a joke to the world. It's like, oh, you're a. No one ever said I'm a Lions fan.
Yeah.
You never heard anyone go, oh, I'm a fan of the Lions. If they did, you'd be like, oh, shit. Like they had the best receiver in the history of the NFL in Calvin Johnson, the most dominant guy, maybe other than Jerry Rice, and still didn't win. Couldn't win with him. Like I said, he's changed the culture.
And Stafford throwing for 5,000 yards every year.
Yeah,
as well.
like they just there's something to Dan Campbell. Like he's just a guy you want to play for. And I didn't think he would be when he first got signed. I thought he was a bit too much, but it works. Like when you've got an organization like that needs
He was a bit too much in the beginning, but that's only because we're not used to a guy like that being a head coach.
We also didn't know would he walk the walk. You
Yeah.
take Dan Campbell from his first press conference, and what's this, his 4th season, and now he has not changed his attitude, his demeanor, his confidence in his team, his
I don't think
love
it's
for his
wavered
players.
even 1%.
Not one bit. That is the guy who is so comfortable with who he is and
Yeah.
how he's going to coach guys. And if the players don't like it, it's like, don't be here then. If you don't
Yeah.
like the way I do it, don't be. But I think that they're now getting free agents to actually want to go play for him. They've got young guys like Brian Branch is a depoy candidate at this point for the season.
Yeah, he's
been
playing really well.
unbelievable. Like they lost Aiden Hutchinson, but I said he'll use that as a strength. He'll somehow spin that into making them better, and he's already doing it.
They should be
Because
looking
now
at-
it's
they
like
should
now
be
the
looking to get
defense.
someone in.
Well,
They
the
should be
defense now his narrative is, well, now you're playing for Hutchinson too.
Yeah.
You need to win it now for him so that he can end the year.
I'd
and
love
go,
to see them go after somebody before the deadline.
I'd love to see like a Crosby. land
Yeah,
there.
yeah, Crosby straight over.
Because I
Crosby
think
for a first round pick.
Crosby's attitude there, I think he'd tone him down a notch. But I also think he'd use the mentality that Crosby has, which is a good
that
mentality.
dog.
Yeah, he'd use that driven in the right way.
Yep, I agree.
Not as like, you can't be being that dog when you're down by 30 points, like yelling at the quarterback to, oh, you're not going to do whatever he was doing. Like, you got to get him happy and feeling good, and I think that'd be a good move. I also think if they got Reddick from the Jets, who's on the trade market, they got to go and get a
No,
guy like him.
He reported.
he reported, man. He restructured his deal. He
Yeah,
reported.
they're not trading him now.
No, they're
No,
not
he
trading.
reported now.
He's reported.
Oh, shit.
He played. He played.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought last time I saw they had him on the trade market.
Yeah,
So
no,
obviously
no,
when they had him on the trade market and
No, we
the
didn't want
Tennessee
him.
Titans called up, and he was
Yeah.
like, no, I'll report.
Yeah.
I'll report, man.
I'll restructure
report.
my deal and I'll report.
Yeah, that's good. But said that game
Crosby,
was
Crosby for a
unbelievable.
first round pick. I'd love it. They should do it.
Well, the Lions now need to look at the fact that they're all in. Like they are
but
all
look
in.
at their roster. Their roster is so
It's ready to go.
so good across the board. They're not missing anything. What are they missing?
And I think if you're looking
Their
at trading,
O-line's unbelievable. They got the 2 backs.
Yep.
They got their quarterback. They got their receivers. They got their studs on defense. All they need a proper pass rusher, and they're fucking set.
they just
bro.
need a replacement for Hutchinson.
Yeah,
'Cause that was the key.
And they get Crosby in, and then next year they got fucking the 2 of them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think it'd be a great move. And a first round pick for them, I don't think it's.
It's going to be high anyway.
I don't think it's rude to say it'll be 28 and on. Like they're playing
it's
in.
not
They're
gonna be.
like they're playing in a
They're gonna be
championship
the top
game.
seed in the NFC, man.
Like I think they're playing in the NFC Championship game. I truly believe. I'm certain of anything this year. That's something I'm most certain of. Like
I will not disagree with that.
because in a playoff game, they're not bitching it. They're not pulling a Cowboys and getting a 7 seed and getting done. Like
No.
they're not built like that.
No.
If they get like a
They're
crappy
built to run
team-
the ball, and
Yeah.
they're built to smack
Yeah.
you in the mouth, bro.
if they get a wild card team, they're like, yeah, we're the
Going
big boys.
into Detroit.
Yeah.
Nah,
yeah,
no way.
I agree. I think it's going to be. I think that game was
Let's
unbelievable.
take it to someone that's not going to be playing the NFC Championship game.
Oh, good.
The Giants or the Eagles.
James, push your mic away. George, take us away.
Hey, is this a get right game? I'm gonna ask a question. Is this a get right game?
No.
I didn't think so either. For what it's worth, I didn't think so either. I thought all this was a brilliant revenge game for Saquon to go into MetLife and
Mate,
just
he was good.
and just ram it down the Giants' throats for not paying him and for letting him walk out the door.
I will say
You don't let guys like that walk out the door. That level of talent, you don't let him walk out the door. He wanted to leave, and the only reason he wanted to leave is because they fucked him around with his contract and they wouldn't pay him, and they paid Daniel Jones instead. And now they benched Daniel Jones, and he's basically finished as a starter.
I disagree with you in one regard, and I said this on the live show on Sunday when the Red Cup betting, and I said it to you in the chat today or yesterday, where it was. Saquon can pretend and sell this ideal that he wanted to be there. I am telling you for a fact, he did not want to be at the New York Giants.
Yep.
And the Giants knew that, and of all, like they could
And
have
that's
gone.
why they didn't pay
They
him?
could have gone, hey, we'll give you $20 million. What's the point of having Saquon Barkley on that team?
I don't know.
Like, what is that
What do
team?
you mean?
Is that team much better with Saquon Barkley? They are an abysmal offensive line. They were missing the left tackle Thomas. I've got Andrew Thomas,
yep.
who's their best offensive lineman by a long way. A really good, one of the best left tackles in football.
Yes, he's very
They were
good.
missing him.
And Daniel Jones was running for his life.
Other than that, they're an awful offensive line.
Yep.
Their neighbours, we didn't know at that point Neighbours was going to be as good. Neighbours is good, but he's not playing at the moment. And then you've got Daniel Jones. Like, what if they had Saquon Barkley? The whole game plan would be, let's just stop Saquon Barkley
40 times.
Like, I don't think it would have been good for Saquon's career. And I think he's going to earn more money in the long run being at the Eagles and having a longer career than burning out at the Giants. And I think he knew that. I think he can sell this narrative that there might be no hard feelings, because I don't think he wanted to be there. And the Giants were like, well, for once they made a move that was like, well, if he doesn't want to be here, let's not try and force him with money. He's got a $12 million offer. We're comfortable paying him that. But do we want a guy that's just here because we're giving him the money he wants?
Yeah.
He didn't want to.
Giants fucking suck anyway, man.
They're a bad
terrible.
organisation too. They're awful.
They're just terrible.
Defensively, they're okay. And I think one thing, what was a get-right game, and it can build some momentum, was the pass rush of the Eagles.
Yes.
8 sacks. Again, bad Giants offensive line, but that builds you confidence going forward.
We've had no pass rush the whole year.
Those dogs are coming out next week going, I got a couple of sacks last week. I'm feeling good. I got some momentum behind me.
Tails are up. We're ready to go.
100%. I think that can change. And then when you have pass rush, all of a sudden these DB concerns weren't as much as a concern on the weekend.
Yeah, but also Daniel Jones sucks.
I know, and I'm not saying I'm not saying the Eagles are now the best team in the NFC.
We're clearly not.
But I think they can. I think they can make I think they can make the playoffs. I think they can be a 7 seed. I do believe that.
Oh, yeah, the 987 is where I see him as well. But like, you send the clip in the chat, George. But the Sirianni talking to Saquon Barkley is why Sirianni should not be a head coach, in my opinion. It's fucking shit.
Why is he asking?
He should not ask. He should be just telling Saquon, mate, I know you're close to your career high, but no one's getting injured. This is a bigger fucking thing than your career.
Or if you want him to get that, say, Saquon, I'm leaving the starters in for one more drive to get you your career high.
Yeah.
But you should know at this point, right? You've been coaching Saquon Barkley since
You should know how
June?
he is, yes.
You should know his mentality. You should know he doesn't get... What? It's not like he's breaking the rushing record for a game. Like, it's his career yards. Really, who fucking cares? He's just got another game where he's over 150 yards on his notch. Like, it doesn't really matter if the his career... What are you going to let him beat his career high by 1 yard? And then he's like, all right, cool, I've got Now I've beaten my career. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like he's chasing. It's not like when Adrian Peterson was chasing the yards in a game record sort of thing.
Like Emmitt
So-
Smith.
Yeah. So it wasn't like that. He should have just been like, Saquon, you're on ice. There's a bigger picture, and Saquon would have gone,
Yeah,
yeah, of course. Get me ready for next week.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm pulling all the starters. You're probably our most important player on offense at this point. You're not going back on.
What do you think of the Jones benching?
I don't think he got bad. I think they just benched him because he was so far behind. Who's the backup? Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Give him a week. Let him play a week. I don't know. Is Daniel Jones like? This is going to sound crazy because I've badmouthed Daniel Jones so much, but Daniel Jones is both not a starting quarterback
And not a backup.
But he also isn't the problem at the Giants.
No.
If you've seen him, he struggles to throw the ball deep, all that sort of stuff. But when you give him time and you can run your offense because he can have protection and stuff like that, we've seen them be a competent offense.
He's got no protection. That I will agree with.
Other than Malik Neighbors, they're not a talented offense. They've got Singletary's missing too. They're an awful. I just reiterate, an awful offensive line.
Yes.
Them and New England are the two, especially with the only thing making them better than New England is Andrew Thomas.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes them go, well, they've got one really good player on the O-line. The rest are horrendous.
And when he went out, it was bad.
It was bad. They had no way to protect because they couldn't chip both sides. They just had no way to protect it. Normally you can go, Andrew Thomas, you probably lose a couple of reps against a premium DN like Bosa and Parsons and these sorts of guys. But I'm comfortable leaving you one-on-one with him because you're going to win more than you'll lose. We can help the right tackle. That Illuminor, who's their right tackle, they were praising him a week ago, saying he hasn't given up a sack all year. He's also had the most running back chips in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
It's pretty... I've played offensive line at a crappy level, but it's pretty easy to pass protect when a running back comes flying through and chips deep. If you can't win that rep almost every time, you're not a good enough player. And that's what they've been giving him. Then all of a sudden they couldn't give him that, and he was getting his ass kicked. So... they're built wrong. Can Daniel Jones be a competent player? Yes. Can he be a Sam Darnold in a couple of years? Absolutely. I don't see any reason why.
I don't see it.
But he needs to
purely
land.
He's good just because of the accuracy.
Okay, put him on the 49ers when they're at full flight with all their players.
I don't think he's competent enough to run Shanahan's offense.
Do you think he's horrendous though?
I don't think he's horrendous, but I don't think he's good.
Do you think he's better than Derek Carr?
No, I'd have Derek Carr. Over.
Do you think he's better than Aaron Rodgers right now?
I'd have Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's got more strings to his bow than Aaron Rodgers.
I'd still have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's fair, but I don't know. I don't think he's that bad. This sounds crazy, I know, but I think Dable's Dable's hamstrung by what he can do offensively because of his offensive line. Everyone go, oh, they were so good when he was at the Bills with Josh Allen. I'm like, yeah, they had a good offensive line.
They had a top 10 offensive line or whatever.
What always hurt the John Dable offenses at the Bills when late in the season when they played playoff games?
We had to run the ball.
Couldn't run the ball. Dable, other than when Saquon Barkley's making it happen for him the last couple of years, he can't find a way to run the ball.
Yeah.
He's one-dimensional. I don't think he'll be the coach next year. I think he'll go back in OC somewhere, but I just think there's way more problems with the Giants offense than Daniel Jones. So give Drew Lock a chance. I think it'll be very similar to the Mason Rudolph situation.
Yeah.
It won't look any better.
It'll be a week and then he'll come back.
He'll be just as bad. You may as well ride and see what you've got Daniel Jones rest of the year.
Anyway,
Bring in Tommy Cutlets.
To put a button on it.
Hey, whoa. You can't put a button. You can't button things up. George, you can't go. We are so sorry. You can't be throwing around that you're going to button things up. What have I told you?
We had such a niche
a meeting about this before. We're like, no mentioning of buttons, buttoning it up. Far. It just goes straight away. Like, are you trying to antagonize them?
He's out of control.
They're coming after me.
Yes, I've been antagonizing people all night. Haven't you realised?
Yes.
Facts.
Let's get on to it.
Whoa.
What? Talk to me.
Give me 10 more seconds.
Oh, God. One.
Jesus.
Philly, get right game, road win, in division, you'll take it.
I can't go back on it now. I've always said a road win in division are always good no matter who you're playing. Simple as that. So, yes, I said on Red Cup betting they'd lose. I said they'd lose by 10 points. That was my bet.
I said to our good friend DJ on the weekend that we'd lose.
Yeah. And so I think they've probably turned the narrative a little bit. Keep saving Sirianni.
Who we got next week?
I don't know. They're your team. You should
Bengals
know.
in Cincy and then the Jags at home.
See, Bengals and Cincy's, that's a huge game next week for both teams.
Yeah.
Because Cincy need it.
You don't win that.
No, I
don't think we win it either.
Their DBs aren't good enough to go with
I don't know. I think
with the wide receivers.
With Joe Shiesty.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because that's what's scary for the Eagles. Like, if you get a shootout, if you get an offense that starts putting points on, and the pressure.
The
goes
only
back
way
on
is we've got to
Hurts.
get
But not
pressure on
even that.
because Hurts is no good. I'm off Hurts.
He's okay.
I'm off him.
Okay, would you have Daniel Jones over Hurts?
No, I'd have Hurts.
Is Daniel Jones is Hurts a top 15 quarterback?
Probably not right now. No.
I think if he got cut tomorrow, he'd have 15 teams wanting him.
Yeah, but that'd be the bottom 15 teams.
Potentially, but I still think he's not. I think he's a top 15 quarterback. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. Again, there's bigger issues there.
It could be a
It's
system
like
issue
Kellen
as
Moore
well.
dartboard again. I've seen the Kellen Moore show. I've seen it in 3 different places now. It's fine, but it's not great.
Let's get on to the next one. Seahawks D is legit.
They look good.
Oh, and I'm
Finally.
going to shout
Finally.
out. I'm going to shout out Super Sub Scotty. Our boy's been saying for 3 weeks, they're injured on defense. Once they get their guys back, they're going to look. They still
has.
didn't have Tariq Wallen back, which was one of the best corners in football up until he got hurt. When you have your guys back, man, it makes. They had Leonard Williams back. That big Murphy, the first round pick.
Yep.
Holy shit, guys that big. He reminds me of Dexter Lawrence, actually.
Yep.
Guys that big shouldn't move like he
Yep.
does. So all of a sudden, you get a few dudes back. And then Atlanta, who have been high flying, it was like they got smacked in the mouth.
Yeah.
And they weren't ready.
That's what I think this is. I don't think Seahawks are good, yes. I don't think Atlanta are that fucking good.
I
think they just played above par.
I don't think anyone in the South is that good.
Like they just played above par for a couple of weeks and everyone drank their
They've been
Kool-Aid.
putting up points though.
No, but that's what I mean. They played a couple good games.
Yeah.
Everyone drank their Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's fair.
When their receivers don't pop off like they did this game. And Bijan run for 100 yards. But Kirk Cousins
Drake
ran
London
24 35.
Drake London couldn't get off the chain. He had a touchdown, but he couldn't get free.
Exactly.
Kyle Pitts actually played quite well,
Yeah,
but
Pitts was
again,
good.
they couldn't. They just couldn't get it going.
No.
Seattle were good. I still think they were the worst 3-0 team in the league. But with the way that NFC West is looking, I can see them winning the division.
I think they're leading the division. I'm just
They
checking
are.
it now.
They're 2 games clear of the Niners. I'm pretty sure, or a game clear because a game and a half. I think they lost to them. But they're
Game clear, yeah.
they're a game clear, so they're half a game. Are they what
Ga-
the Lions
Game
4
clear of
and-
Arizona and San Francisco.
Yeah, I don't think Arizona are great. They had a lucky win over the Chargers
That was
today.
a lucky win,
Whatever. It was what it was. And the 49ers are clearly in trouble,
They're struggling.
which we'll get to them next. But I think Seattle have got, if they win that, they can win that division.
Yeah.
And then all of a
Who would
sudden,
have picked that at the start of the year?
well, you give Geno some protection because they protected well for the first time. Because again, one thing Atlanta don't have is a pass rush. Like they brought in Matt Judon, he's okay, but they've got no real other
they have
pass
no
rushes
pass
there.
rush, no.
Which again, if they drafted a Dallas Turner like Minnesota did, instead of taking, like if you were committing to the Kirk Cousins
Instead
era
of
and
taking
wanting to
Michael
win,
Penix, yeah.
like I get it, I could pay off in the future, but they could have added Latu or Dallas Turner, who were the 2 best defensive players in the draft, and added a good pass rusher to their team
100%.
and made their defense that little bit better.
100%.
So I think that's Atlanta's problem. They're going to have to score a lot to win games, and this game they couldn't score a lot. And Seattle, they could just grind away. Kenneth Walker's such a good running back.
Yeah, he's really good. Really good.
They had, I don't know if their starting right tackle was back. I can't remember, but they'll get healthier. They'll get their right tackle back, the Seahawks, who's a really good player too. And they're trending in the right direction.
They're a smoky to win that division, I'm telling you.
They've got wins on the board early. They've done the right thing.
Amen.
Like I think they'll be okay.
You mentioned this one. It's not on the run sheet. But the 49ers,
Did we not put the 49ers on the run sheet?
no, they're not on the run sheet.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
Are they?
Chiefs win Super Bowl rematch. But let's do it now. Let's do it now. It's fun.
49ers, they're just fucking mid. I think this is what realize when people find out a system that it doesn't always fucking work. When Brock Purdy doesn't have fucking star receivers bailing him out all the time. If he won the MVP last year, this year he would have been the worst fucking reigning MVP of all time.
The worst thing with Brock Purdy, he's actually played okay this year. They just don't have the
They
explosiveness.
have no talent.
Well, they don't have
the
CMC.
talent's not working.
CMC's a massive dent. He is a massive loss.
Nah, come on. CMC's a massive
Huge
out.
loss.
You
Yeah,
can't-
absolutely.
Don't say he's not.
But Debo Samuel looks like fucking BBL Samuel. The how fucking thick he's looking instead of actually being like a running back receiver that he is.
Debo Samuel, my argument is with the 49ers, right? Debo Samuel's career shot off because of what they did with him as a versatile
Hybrid, yes.
offensive player. He was running the ball a lot. He was catching short routes, catching screens, all these things.
And then they stopped doing it.
Why are they not doing it now?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a Shanahan going, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't think Debo can do it. I think he's
It kills you. It
Yeah,
would kill you. You're
he's-
playing receiver and running back,
when you're touching the ball 20 times a game
and you
with
don't have
carries
CMC
and
to
catches.
carry out any other balls.
I think it's taken a toll on Debo. I don't
Yeah.
think he's the same player he was 2 years ago.
Sure.
Which we've seen. I said this would not be the first time we've seen a guy with a high volume of touches start to lose that
Slow down,
edge.
yeah, yeah.
And then now Ayuk's out for the season.
Yeah.
He's done.
ACL.
It looks like Trent Williams might get suspended because he punched a guy in the face.
Yeah, that
so
was-
he got ejected. No, that was perfect by that Chiefs guy. He knew what he was
You
doing.
get ejected for that?
He got ejected late in the
I
game.
want to play in that league.
Yeah, you don't get ejected anywhere else.
Hey-oh.
And then yeah, so I just think I'm in battles. I'm concerned for the 40. Now, the good thing for the 49ers is they get the Dallas Cowboys next week
That could be a get-right game for them.
little tune-up game.
because Jordan Mason, one thing he can do is run inside, and they're a good offensive. I think they will run up the arse of the Dallas Cowboys the whole
Who are
game.
not a great run defense.
They're not a good run defense, and they can't really cover that well either. And I think Parsons will be back, but they'll run the ball so much it won't matter.
Yeah.
So I think that could help them. But like you could say next week, the 49ers and the Cowboys, whoever loses that game,
No playoffs.
season's over.
Yeah.
See, like
I agree.
I think that like, so not even season's over. Like, it'll be season over for the Cowboys, but that'll make if they lose to the Cowboys next week, everyone should be off the Niners. They're not winning anything because they are just showing they're just not a very good team.
I think we can say after that performance that the Niners like era of dominating the NFC is done.
I think so too. I think
it's
been.
done.
I think they took the baton
The torch has been passed.
and the Lions went. Yeah, it's ours now.
it's ours now, for
Yeah.
sure.
And I think that they lost a few chances. They've had a chance to win Super Bowls and they haven't. And then they're going to have to pay Purdy because again, it's going to be the same argument. Well, what do they do? Well, you want to roll and try and get it Mr. Irrelevant again. That's a competent quarterback.
What are the chances of
Like you got to remember, he also saved them from that awful Trey Lance pick, that
Yes.
pick 3.
Yep.
Like he saved their ass from that pick being an absolute bust. So
that? It was a bust.
it was a bust. That he's
out of the league,
Getting
bro.
him in the no, he's at the Cowboys.
He's at the
still.
Cowboys.
Third string
Still?
quarterback.
Oh, wow.
He's third string. He's your backup.
Yeah, he's
your emergency quarterback.
Yeah, Cooper Rush is our backup.
Wow.
One of the best backups in football. Cooper Rush is a dog.
Bring
But yeah,
back DeVito.
but yeah,
Danucci.
Third
Danucci.
pick.
He's at the Titans or something. now.
Third
back
pick to
Danucci.
third string. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like he saved them. So now they've got to make the decision. Well, he's gonna look. Brock Purdy is going to get $55 to $60 million a year
No doubt.
when his time comes. So the Niners then make the decision. Well, do we give it to him or do we let someone else give it to him? And they better be sure that he's not the guy. Because if you let him go somewhere else and he becomes the guy,
Yep.
it's that's foolish by you because you're going to get nothing for him. Because
I want to talk about the Chiefs quickly
yeah,
because they're 6-0. They got a lot of injuries at receiver. They're going to have to do something like before the trade deadline.
Mahomes also leads the NFL in interceptions.
Yeah.
And I know the Niners are a good defense, and Mahomes did. Everyone keeps going, oh, Mahomes, we overhype him. Do you know what the difference with Mahomes is and everyone else when they're having a rough season? And I'm going to use the Tom Brady name again. When push comes to shove, that second half in a close game,
He finds a way.
what did Mahomes start doing?
Yep.
He started getting fucking touchdowns. Did he do it? Did he look great? No. Oh, he ran down that sideline because they didn't want to hit him. Oh, well, he used the rules to his advantage. That wasn't him cheating. You know what? Tell your linebackers next time, run through him. We'll cop the penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just not tackle a guy. And you also don't have to clean his clock every time he's running down the sideline. You can just run up and tackle him.
yeah.
And then if he steps out, just pull out of the tackle. They're not going to flag you for that every time.
No.
You can't just use that excuse, oh, they couldn't hit him. That's what Mahomes... What player is smart enough that he's booting out and to go, I'm going to go near the sideline here, and if this guy backs off, I'm going to cut back inside and keep running.
Yeah.
That's skill. That's a skill of Mahomes to be under all that pressure, makes Fred Warner miss with a little fake pass,
Yeah.
then does another fake pass, and then has the brain capacity to go, I'm going to just cut back inside here because this guy doesn't want to tackle me. He doesn't
Say
want
what
to
you
do a
want
penalty.
about him. He's definitely good under pressure.
He is. And then in that second half, he was the absolute difference in that game because both defenses were playing really well
Yep.
because they're both good defenses. And he went, no, I'm gonna win this game. That's what Mahomes did, and he got touchdowns and they won the game.
They should really go after a receiver before the trade deadline.
It'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think they've missed the boat on like who's going to be who do you want?
I think they should go for Reek.
No, because their argument will be Miami is that Tua's back.
Tua's coming back. Yep.
Yeah.
Like just on Miami, I know they've got a backup quarterback. I get it. Trust me, you lose your starting quarterback, it's very challenging. One target in an entire game to Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's crazy. How can their production fall off so quickly with
That's
without Tua? It's crazy.
That's a coordinator job. He needs to be scheming things up to go, you need to get the ball. How many times have we seen a quarterback or Tua just throw the ball up in the air to Tyreek Hill and he just makes a play?
Yeah.
Why aren't you just trying that instead of losing games?
It's almost like these backups are so scared to lose their backup jobs, they're not even throwing the ball.
Yeah.
They'll just dump it down and throw it out of bounds rather than just going, fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere.
Take a leaf out of King Flacco's book.
Let it fling.
there's no point being a backup that can't win a football game.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
You're not going to get another job.
Because as soon as a guy gets hurt, and then you have to play. They're like, well, this guy doesn't. He's not going to win us
Now
anything.
that we're talking about Flacco,
Yeah.
let's talk about the Colts.
Yeah. What about him? What do you reckon? Sorry, that sounded very aggressive. Then I'm sorry.
Jesus, why are you so mad?
I don't know.
Why are you so mad,
It's
bro?
the fucking
I was giving it
Dolphins.
to
They
Brock
get me all boiled
I
up
was giving it
inside.
to Brock before, not to you.
I don't know, but it's because he's my boy.
He is your
you know,
boy.
he's
He's
my
my boy
he's
too.
my little tocker. He
I'm just trying to help you,
just
man.
pinched my nippy.
Left tackle, bros.
Yeah. Well, I never played tackle.
What story?
You've done one thing I've never done on the football field. I've never played
What story
offensive.
with AR-15?
AR5.
I've got on the run sheet here.
He's AR-15. I don't care.
He's a great athlete, but can he be a great QB?
Yeah.
I think the answer is no.
Oh, you're done on him.
Nope. I don't see it.
Oh, he played 5 games last year.
Yep.
He's played 3 games this year.
Yep.
He's 8 games into his career. He was never coming as a
He can't throw the ball, dude.
He's a
buttoned up
project.
quarterback. He was never coming as that.
He's a project
They
quarterback.
knew what they had. I think they're doing. Who's
Well,
the
then,
the coach? Is it Steichen the coach there? Or
Yeah,
is he-
Shane Steichen, yeah.
I think Steichen's doing the right thing.
What? It's just he's putting him out there to run the ball, get killed. He gets injured every fucking 3 weeks.
Okay, so what's the alternative? They've drafted him.
Flacco in.
They've drafted second over. Okay, I'll ask you this question.
Pull Flacco
This-
in and
this
let
is-
him sit so he can learn how to actually throw the ball,
This
dude.
is a yes or no answer.
Ooh.
Can you win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco on the Colts?
No.
Are you a playoff team with Joe Flacco on the Colts?
Yes.
Possibly.
Potentially.
But it's maybe, yeah? Touch and go.
yeah.
Maybe a 7 seed, maybe, yeah.
More yes than no.
Okay. So what's the point of playing Joe Flacco if AR's healthy? Because what if AR, and I'll give you another, this is obviously an alternate universe, what if next season he's Josh Allen, which is what he has the potential to be?
No,
then
he doesn't.
Why?
No, he doesn't
Why?
because he can't throw the ball, dude.
Neither could Josh
No,
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen couldn't throw the ball.
Neither
either.
could Josh Allen. My point is, though, if he turns into Josh Allen, if he becomes that good a player, can they win a Super Bowl?
Yes.
That's your answer. That's why they're not going with Flacco. He might win them a couple of games this year, but they won on the weekend. Maybe if they needed points on the weekend, they would have brought Flacco in.
Sure.
Like, you don't know. I'm just saying there's no point drafting a guy, and you've said this before, don't draft a quarterback in the first round and then not play him. Like, and they're not winning a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco.
I'm not saying don't play him for any other reason other than he's no good.
So you're just off him completely now.
I just don't think he's good. I think he's a great athlete. I just don't think he's a good quarterback.
He has so many tangible traits that you can build on. His accuracy's bad. He's struggling to read.
Dude.
Struggling to read defenses at the moment.
The things that he needs to be a successful quarterback, he doesn't have them. He can't throw the ball accurately. He can't read defenses.
Well,
Like,
he can throw the ball accurately. He just hasn't been. He can throw it accurately. We've seen it.
What do you mean? But he hasn't been though.
Yeah, but I'm saying he can. I'm not off him.
I'm not saying you're saying he can, but where? Show me it.
Well, my point is that he's 8 games into his career. There's a lot of quarterbacks that don't show you anything. Like Caleb Williams after
Drake May is a better quarterback right now. Drake May is a better quarterback. He can read defenses better and he's a more accurate thrower of the football on a worse team.
Okay, so what we've seen Drake May in 2 games, yeah, which is fine.
And
Both
that's what I'm
those
talking about.
games
I'm
they've
talking
been
about the eye
losing.
test.
Both those games they've been pumped, right? What
Doesn't matter. It's about the eye test for the
But
quarterback.
you've got to look at the intensity of a game, right? That game against Miami, it was alive the whole game. The defense were playing to win a game the whole game.
Yeah,
Drake May hasn't played in a game yet where they actually have a chance to win it.
I'm not disagreeing.
Where
with you.
defenses
I'm
go, we're going
just
to pressure and try and stop
I'm just
this guy.
talking about the eye test as a quarterback.
Yeah, but letting Drake May nickel and dime it underneath all day because you're up by so much and you just want him to get completion so you can run the clock, which is literally what the last 2 teams have done to Drake May. They've just let him getting, and he's been smart enough to go, I'm going to take that. And yeah, AR could take a leaf out of his book, but I'm not ready to say that if they were on the table right now, I'd take AR over Drake May on the upside.
I'm going early.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I'm going to go hard, and I'm going to go the B word.
Bust.
Bust.
Yeah, I can't agree with it.
No, I'm not yet.
I can't
but I'm
agree with
also not. So I also
I'm going early.
I also
and later when I'm right, you can tell me all.
yeah. I'm not sitting here going, "You're a fucking idiot." Like, what are you saying? I thought
It's
Josh
already
Allen
been,
was a
It's
bust.
already been seen. He can't read defenses. He can't accurately throw the ball, and it's already been shown that he gets banged up.
So
he can't use his athleticism the way you guys think he can, because when he does, he gets fucking murdered and he gets banged up and he misses games.
So is there
the whole
coaching
point
to
is
that? Is there because you can be athletic without running the ball all the time. He also iced the game with a terrific run to get a first down.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with any of that, but I'm not talking about now this game against Miami, who've got no Tua, got no. But I'm talking about long term.
Yeah,
I'm talking about long term.
yeah. I'm willing to ride it out more than 8 games.
Okay.
If he's on a better team, he looks a lot better.
Yeah, the Colts are not.
Colts are dog shit as well.
They're an
You remember
okay.
that.
They're a good offensive line. They don't have the running back.
Jonathan Taylor.
They haven't got
Jonathan
Jonathan
Taylor.
Taylor at the moment, who makes a big difference.
Mate, that is a big out. I agree.
They're not the most talented wide receiver group. Like Antonio Pittman's, he's okay. He's probably a good second receiver. Alex Pierce is a good second receiver. Like you put him on Minnesota, do you think he's doing all right there?
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what I mean. I'm accepting what you're saying. But
I'm going early.
I want more time.
I know I'm early.
Yeah.
I know I'm early, but I'm going early with Bust.
You reckon bust? That's fair enough. And
I just don't see him.
from what we've seen so far, it's not that
I'm not.
bad a
I
call.
can't see him developing into a top tier QB. I think he's just going to be a good, like an amazing athlete. Clearly,
You
and
don't
that's
think he can develop into a Cam Newton who was perennial inaccurate?
no,
No. So you think he's just yeah?
I don't see it.
Like, see, I've been jaded. Josh Allen's changed my perspective on quarterbacks.
Yeah, but that's like a lightning in a
and-
bottle, bro. It doesn't happen
well,
all the time.
Darnold's changed my perspective too. I never
But
thought
he wa-
Darnold would be
yeah,
good.
but he was never a running quarterback.
No, but he also was an awful quarterback.
I don't think that's a Darnold problem. I think that's a fucking Jets problem.
Yeah, Baker
That
Mayfield was the same. Browns though.
He was seeing ghosts in the secondary. He was throwing picks to nobody.
Darnold literally once said, "I'm seeing ghosts out there." Like he was that
Like
terrified.
he was bad. And like
Yeah.
yes, he was on the Jets and there's a Jets curse on him.
The Jets
but
curse,
he was
bro. Jets
he
curse
was
is a thing.
but he was also bad at Carolina too.
Yeah,
He was
awful.
bad.
Yeah, look at Carolina. He go from bad to worse,
But
man. He go from
Darnold-
the Jets
Oh,
to
yeah, but he's on the Colts though.
from fucking one dumpster fire to another.
He's not on the Chiefs and he's got amazing athletes around him. Well, not with Miami. He's got Tyreek Hill and
He
Waddle.
went to Minnesota, who are a proper organization with a proper football team, with a proper offense, a proper offensive line,
Okay.
proper receivers, and look at him.
Okay,
He
but
might win MVP.
It's the same thing with
That's what
Richardson.
that's what we're saying with Richardson.
but at least-
Maybe the Colts aren't very good because they're not.
they don't.
No,
they're not talented.
They're not very good.
So
Like,
But I just
you
I
can't
haven't,
call
I
someone
haven't seen
bust
enough
then.
to see. I haven't seen enough to see that he's going to be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
That's fair enough. Can I talk about? I want to just talk about Deshaun Watson.
Go ahead. Let's
So-
talk, because I think we're going to disagree here. So let's.
Last week I said a bit of thing about that they haven't done the right thing by Deshaun Watson. We compared it to Michael Vick. He needed to lose what he had, all that sort of stuff. Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles on the weekend. I didn't feel sorry for him. I wasn't like, oh, I feel sorry for him. But what I felt sorry for, right? And I'm going at the Browns fans because they were cheering, "You deserve it," as he was carted off the field with a torn Achilles. I know Deshaun Watson is a bit of a piece of shit, right? And I've always called him out for that. My point is, if Deshaun Watson was playing like the Texans' Deshaun Watson, that crowd, that fan base, wouldn't treat him the way they treat him. They would forget all his past indiscretions,
Absolutely.
like Tyreek Hill.
Absolutely.
They would like. I remember arguing with Chiefs fans on Twitter when Tyreek Hill broke his son's arm or his wife did, whatever it was, and them defending him. And my argument was, if he was crap, you wouldn't be defending him. Because he's good, you want to defend him. My argument with Deshaun Watson is he needs this. This is actually this could be very good for him. Like people are saying he'll never play again. He only tore his Achilles. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers did it, and he was 40
He'll
years
be,
old, and he came
if he
back
wants to
for
play next year, he'll
relax,
play next year, and he's got guaranteed money, so he will be on the Browns roster next year unless they trade him somewhere. But my point is, the Browns organization is one of the shittest organizations in the history of sport, not just football.
Agreed.
They're an atrocious organization that made one of the worst trades in the history of the NFL. 3 first-round picks. Yeah, you thought you were getting a good quarterback, but what he bought with you was
much
this,
baggage.
right? The baggage, the terrible things he did. No one should have got him. He should have not been playing football. The Texans should have cut him and let him walk away from football. And that he should have been blackballed from the NFL, right?
Absolutely.
Gone and worked on himself, hopefully become a better man, and then came back and then started his career again. If he did all the right things, was remorseful. He's never shown remorse. He's never shown anything. He's never hit rock bottom enough to actually need football again. So he needed to have that. And the Browns fans, you were not angry at Deshaun Watson. You were angry at your own fucking
Yeah, that I agree
organization
with, yeah.
Yeah.
for selling the farm for a guy who is a piece of shit. And now the
How
chickens
do
have
you
come
know he
home to
hasn't
roost.
shown remorse though?
Have you
Has he shown? He hasn't shown remorse publicly.
Publicly, agreed. But there was also those press conferences where he kept defending himself, saying that I didn't do anything. He still, to this day, says I didn't do anything, but he paid out all the people. So he used all the Browns' money to pay
Hang
off
on,
all these people.
Miles Garrett did say he's been an upstanding citizen for college and most of his pro career.
Yeah, that was a
So
stretch
like
for
Miles
Miles.
Garrett knows everything.
But you know what? That was Miles Garrett sticking up for his team.
For his team,
Yeah.
correct.
Because you know what? If Miles Garrett was a shit player,
And Jameis Winston did the same, which
Yeah.
I respected.
and if Miles Garrett was a shit player, what do you reckon they'd be calling him? They'd be calling him a bust. They'd be booing him when he wasn't making plays, like every other bust they've drafted. Like what they did to Johnny Manziel. They have a history of treating players like shit when they don't work out.
And they did it with Baker.
It is a prime example. Baker was the savior of the Cleveland
He
Browns.
literally
One of a
broke his
playoff
body
game.
in half for that team. Yeah.
And that, well, we don't know if saying the coach turned on him. That's what Baker says. Stefanski has a different opinion on it. But the organization turned their back on Baker when he needed them the most to support him. The organization, the fans, everyone turned their back on him at that club.
Yep.
So he's left and found a better place, right? He says, I'm much happier with myself now. He had an awful game today for the Bucks. He played terrible, right?
Yeah.
But were the Bucks fans booing him off and calling him a fuckwit and doing all this shit? Were they
Definitely
bad-mouthing him in the media afterwards?
Definitely not.
No, because they've seen what he did. He won him a playoff game last year. Right? They see the upside of him. The Browns, I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for Browns fans, and they are sacks of shit.
It's
and
a Cleveland
chant's
sports
ridiculous.
situation at
It
this
is.
point.
They're losers, mate. They're a loser
They
organization.
booed LeBron James when he left Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavs, after bringing him so much, and then fucking booed him again when he went to the Lakers after
after
coming
he won a
back
championship,
and won a championship.
Yeah. It said that they are an embarrassment of an organization. They're an embarrassment of a city. And every single player that leaves that organization literally say it's like a breath of fresh air when you get out of there. So and that was the point. The way they cheered him off showed that. It showed their colors.
Say what you want about Deshaun, and we've spoken about this already. But
Yeah.
say what he does about what he does off field and whatever. Right. At the end of the day, I'm here to talk about football. Like,
Yeah.
As
Been an awful quarterback this year.
people have made mistakes. I'm a big believer of people deserve second chances. I've always been that way, and I've been that way my whole life, and I will continue to be that way. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We'll make mistakes, whatever.
Yep.
His on-field play has been atrocious.
Yep.
He's probably the worst quarterback in the league. But having said that, the guy snaps his Achilles, and the crowd's booing him off, saying, "You deserve this." Like that's fucking pretty raw, man.
Yeah,
That's bad.
because a week ago when he won him a game, they've also traded away his best receiver. Nick Chubb finally came back and gave them a breath of fresh air, and they almost came back and won that game.
Yeah.
And his offensive line, he's been playing with third string tackles all year. He has no... Again, if you think Deshaun Watson's the only problem in the Cleveland Browns offense,
Definitely
you don't know how to watch football.
Yeah,
there are so many issues on that team. And the fact that they gave Amari Cooper away for a bag of chips, who's been nothing but productive for them the last, he's had 2,000-yard seasons, and they traded him away for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? They said OBJ says the same thing when he was at. Everyone forgets he was at Cleveland.
Yeah.
They started like they
with
started.
Juice Landry, that's right.
Yeah, they started blaming OBJ, like blaming Baker for OBJ's lack of production. He was like, "No, I'm coming off a knee injury. I'm not getting. It's not his fault."
Yeah.
Like, his dad was blaming Baker, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Dad,
that's right.
chill the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
out." Like,
yeah.
like they're mates now. Like they're mates, him and Baker. It's said. I have no sympathy for Cleveland. They traded 3 first-round picks for a guy coming off sexual assault charges. The curse was laid then, and this was always going to happen. He was always going to end up. This was never going to work out. The juju was not there.
Surely they're moving off him.
Can't. You still
Unless,
gotta pay him.
unless you just cut him. But does that
It's
change the
too
culture of the city?
much.
Does that change the?
The cap is like $75 million for the next 2 years.
Yeah, if they cut him, they'll. It's awful. It's an awful. Not only do you trade 3 first-round picks, but he's the only player in NFL history to get a fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
The only player ever. Like, and I said it when they did it. They're idiots.
Yep.
Idiots. The karma you're bringing on yourself doing something like that after what he had done. They have no one to blame but themselves, and the fans. You're not mad at Deshaun Watson. You were mad at your
Mad
organization.
at the organization. I definitely agree
Simple
with
as
that.
that. Sorry, that was a bit of a JA rant, but
No, I like it. I'm
They
here for
pissed
it.
me right off. You never boo someone when they're hurt, no matter what. You just don't. Like, he's not a murderer. He didn't
No, exactly. That's what I mean.
He didn't
Like,
kill
that's-
anyone.
that's
He was,
bad.
yeah, he's a piece of shit. Ben Roethlisberger was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? What was Ben Roethlisberger?
Good.
He was good.
He was good.
So everyone, they forgot about him waving his dick at every chick that was fucking in the room with him.
Yep.
They forgot about that pretty quick, sending pictures to people who didn't want him.
Yep.
Brett Favre did it.
Yep.
They kept that under the rope for a long time. Antonio Brown was a piece of shit for a long time, but the Steelers kept that pretty under wraps, didn't they? Until he was shit.
That's what I was going to say. There's a lot of players that have done just as bad, if not worse, that didn't get not even half the fucking flack that Watson's getting.
100%.
Kobe
100%.
Bryant did it.
Who?
Kobe Bryant,
Well, yeah. Rest in peace.
allegedly.
Rest in peace.
It wasn't alleged at all.
No, it was not alleged. He did it. 100% did it.
Did he do it?
Well, he got off.
Hey, I want to talk about Russ cooking.
Oh, I did say this a couple of weeks ago that they need to give Russ an opportunity. Now, was he
Tomlin,
perfect?
I'm not a big fan of Mike Tomlin, and I never have been.
This was a
what
good
I
move.
will say is that he's always stood on business, and he's always made his decisions, and he's always stood by them and said, like, I'll wear the consequences. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll wear it.
And from all
To
reports,
pull Fields after they've been winning games, and go, no, we're going to give Russ
they've
an
been awful
opportunity.
offense. They've been awful offense.
And what they do? They put up fucking points. The first half wasn't great.
Against well, you know what the scary part was? First half wasn't great. They scored 16 points in the first half.
Yeah.
That's the most they've scored in the first half of a football game since week 3 last season.
Yeah.
Poor.
So by saying it's not good, it's better than the mean they've been putting out.
Yep.
And then he got on a run, and the Jets are they're not a chump defense. They're a good defense.
They're a good defense. Yep.
And all of a sudden, you had a quarterback who's competent. And from all reports, because they asked Justin Fields about it, and we talked about this before the show about coaches doing the right thing by their player. He came out, no, Tomlin sat down and had a really good chat about me, saying that this isn't the end of your story, but right now, to be better on offense, we feel we need to give
And
Russell Wilson.
great character from Fields. He came out and said, I wasn't good enough.
And
I
he-
didn't do enough.
And we've got to remember, Wilson was the starter and then got hurt. So it wasn't like Wilson didn't win the job and they're benching. If
Yes.
anything, they're just putting Wilson back to being the starter now
Yes.
that he's healthy again.
he's
So,
healthy, yeah.
and from all, Tomlin
that calf
sat him
injury, like,
down,
lingered and
had a
whatever.
chat with him, told him about it, man to man, and said, "This is my thoughts on it." But you know what? If be ready to go, because if things don't change, your opportunity. They'll also use Fields in certain plays as well. They didn't need to on the weekend, but they will
Like
use him.
packages, as they should.
It also shows what happens when Najee Harris actually has a good game. This
Yep.
is his fourth.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Spot
This
on.
is his fourth game over 100 rushing yards in 24 games.
Oh, you invest in the offensive line a little bit. It's amazing. They've got 2 first-round
Mate.
picks at left tackle and right tackle, and they've got that Isaac Semalia, who was the Eagles guard
Yep.
for a long time.
Yep.
It actually
Who's just
helps.
a brawler of a guard.
Actually
Who
helps so you can actually move the ball. Oh, we can actually
Because he's
throw the,
moving people.
we
exactly.
can throw the ball to Pickens downfield. We don't have
100%.
to.
Yeah, all of a sudden Pickens looks good, doesn't
We
he?
can
Yeah.
throw it over 10 yards and don't have to throw a 5-yard screen every time. We
or
give the
you're
ball.
not in 3rd and 9 every time you got to
Yeah.
convert. And it just changes your whole culture of your offense. When you get those guys, and Najee Harris is a good running back. When he gets that head of steam going, he's very hard to tackle.
Did you see him in the press conference?
No, I didn't say it.
Fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna quote him in the press conference because we
he
will
good?
get cancelled.
Oh, was he good? Was he?
But I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
it's fucking
Post
piss.
on the social. Right?
He's got that dog about him. Like I said, I think Steelers. Look again. Can they win a Super Bowl with Wilson or Fields? Probably not. But at this point, they're in the playoff race, and I think Wilson makes them more competent on offense. That's as
Playoff
simple
race.
as that.
They're 5-2. They're killing it. They're banking wins early. They're doing great.
They
They're
did lose to the Dallas Cowboys.
exceeding all of my expectations. I had them winning 2 games, mate, or 3 games or something.
2
ridiculous.
games.
Yeah.
You had to win in 2 games.
And can we flip side it on the Jets?
Yes.
I'm gonna get on myself
Are
here
we
'cause
putting
I'm-
the fork in them?
I am so disappointed in myself from getting when they traded for Rodgers, then he did his Achilles. It's like, oh, I got a bit of hope. I think that it's not their fault. They'll be okay. You see all the hype, all the preseason videos, everything they're doing. Again, I've said it a few times tonight. Rodgers isn't the problem with that offense, but he's also not the solution. But he's not the biggest problem there. They are such a dysfunctional team.
Yeah.
They don't know whether they're Arthur or Martha out there.
Another shit organisation.
They are fucking terrible. Tyrone Smith, again, Cowboys. Tyrone Smith's one of my all-time favourite players. I've got his jersey on the wall here, his signed helmet.
Shout
I
out.
love Tyrone Smith. He's done. The
Yeah.
Cowboys made
It's not any
such
good. It's
a...
just not good anymore.
I've
That's
been
it.
lying to myself the last few weeks, being like, no, he's Tyrone Smith's okay. He's been okay. He's not okay anymore. He's not good. Morgan Moses, the right tackle, a 34-year-old right. Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah.
And they've had some injuries. They're both their starter and backup right guard got hurt in that game, but you can't just throw Aaron Rodgers into your situation and think it's all going to be better.
Yeah.
And they sucked me in, and I'm pissed off that I got sucked in by the New York Jets. I thought it was going to turn
And
for
then,
him.
they trade for Devontae, thinking that's just going to magically solve all their problems. That reeks
It
to me. That
doesn't
reeks
work.
of desperation to me,
It
man.
doesn't fucking work. You can't go all in and get your buddies and think it's going to work. You have to fill your team the correct way. You can't just go, let's just go get a stud receiver.
Yeah. Is he a starter anymore?
Yeah.
He's 33.
He's still good.
Devontae Adams is... I agree. He
In
is
the
good.
in a good offense, he's still very, very good. He's still very productive.
Yeah.
But when you only got him, Wilson, who's been hit or miss,
Mate,
and Lazard,
Wilson cost Rodgers a turnover. He just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That was when the game changed. That was actually a top-class throw from Rodgers.
Yep.
That was a cover 2. If people don't know, like, cover 2, you've got a flat defender and a deep half defender. And what they call the cover 2 hole is the gap
In between.
behind the flat defender and before the NFL quarterbacks pride them. It's like the NFL quarterback throw. If you can hit a cover 2 hole, you can be an NFL quarterback. Rodgers threw that perfect. It was hard enough to beat the deep safety coming down to get it, and it was soft enough with enough loft to beat that flat defender. It was perfect. And Wilson, not only did he drop it, he then didn't even chase the guy down, sold out on the play. I'd trade Garrett Wilson in a heartbeat.
Oh, wow.
I think he's a twat.
I think
he cares only about himself.
He's very overhyped from his first season.
100%. I do not think he's a good football. I think he's a good football player. I don't think he's a good guy to have on your team. And again, it's just the Jets. He'll probably go somewhere else and be really good
It's the
with a fresh
goddamn
attitude.
Jets.
But the Jets, they're just pathetic. Like, they had Rex Ryan. He started changing that culture, and then they had a bit of insuccess, so they just fired him. It's Woody Johnson. They're a terrible
It's
group.
ownership. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
they're in the same boat as the Cleveland Browns, if you ask me. They're just not a good organization, and we thought Rodgers could fix them, and turns out the 40-year-old Rodgers can't.
Their only good thing about the Jets are the fans. The fans have been through that much shit and never seen success.
And Rodgers you can see his body language and the way he either knows it's coming to an end, which I think he does know that, but he's also, I reckon he's sitting there going, why the fuck did I come to why did I think the Jets would be the place to come and spend my twilight
I
years?
think
should have
he
retired.
came there because I thought he
Or
would.
picked a better team.
I think he went there because he thought he would have had a level of control, which he does.
He does have a control. Yeah, I think so too.
That's why.
Do you think he's a narcissist? Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers?
Do I think? Yes, mate.
It's
He's
been
a
heavily
textbook-
reported that he is.
Yeah, I think
Textbook narcissist.
he's got some insane narcissistic traits. But like his body language now that it's not working is atrocious.
I think he knows deep down that he's done.
I don't think he'll play next year. The good thing is, like, on the silver lining with Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson, if they can get his attitude right, if they do have a quarterback next year, a young quarterback that comes in, they've got some receivers that can play a bit.
Yeah.
On a positive note.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
something.
but it's the same thing with AR-15. He's got no line.
yeah.
You're going to throw a rookie quarterback with a team that has no line.
In fairness to the Jets, they did invest in the offensive line. Like, they drafted Mekhi Becton in the first round, who he looked like he was going to be one of the best tackles in football, then just kept getting hurt, and now he's playing guard for the Eagles, and he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay, yeah.
He's fine. He's a big dude that can move guys around, but he didn't work out. They drafted Vera Tucker, who's in the first round, who's been or early second round maybe, but he's been an okay player. He's now injured.
They signed the Ravens guard that literally played left
Morgan
or right.
Moses.
Yeah, Morgan Moses.
Yeah, I
he wasn't
know.
a starter. He was a backup.
But at least they went out and said, well, who's the best tackles in free agency right now? Well, Smith and Moses. Well, let's just get them. At least they try. Like, it's hard to badmouth them for trying to fix their line. It hasn't worked out, but at least they tried. Like, Tyron Smith was an All-Pro last year for the Cowboys.
2 years ago.
No, last year. He was second team All-Pro.
Oh, second team, yeah.
For the Cowboys. Like, he was really good last year. But the Cowboys obviously... And then also the Cowboys never made him train. They had like this arrangement. The Jets wouldn't let him have that arrangement.
Yeah.
So I think that's taking a toll on his body more.
Yeah,
He
no doubt.
never trained for the Cowboys. Never trained a lick. He did walkthroughs. That was it.
What for?
So like, you know how to play. We want to keep you as
what do
healthy.
they
He used to have these injections that the Jets said no to as well. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah. I think they've probably I think Tyron Smith's sitting there right now going, I should have
Why
just
did I come-
re-signed with the Cowboys, and they would have at least given me what I needed to be able to play better. I don't know if it would have been good, but for $15 million, the Cowboys probably would have kept him.
Is that a turf field situation?
Don't know. Well, there's people that say they won't play on the Jets field, the New York field.
Yeah, MetLife is fucking...
Atrocious.
It's on a car park.
I think Tyron Smith, Tyron Smith got drafted at 19. He's been playing for like 14 years or something, like 15 years. It's a long time to play offensive line in the NFL.
He'll be done.
Yeah, I think he'll retire, or he'll go be a backup somewhere maybe if he wants to keep playing. But I think he'll just be.
I think he's not the sort of guy to hang around, is he?
No, I don't know. He's one of those guys that's kind of never spoken. He's just always just been a quiet achiever.
Let's wrap up the show. We're talking about Brocky's Ravens.
Or can we talk about? Do you want to talk about Washington?
Sure.
Because you put him in there. No Daniels, no problem. Daniels got hurt. He's
got
fine.
hurt. He's fine. He's going to be week to week. Apparently, Marcus Mariota came in and looked like the Oregon Ducks. Marcus Mariota.
Can we just say though, it was the Panthers.
Oh, no
That's
doubt.
my only
Of course.
Carolina
Yeah.
Panthers.
The Panthers are not only extremely untalented, but they are quitting with all the quit they've got
They've
left.
quit with a capital Q.
Oh, they've got like Bryce Young was playing snaps. Imagine putting Bryce Young in late in games when you're getting blown out because you just to give him some reps.
That's going to be good for his confidence.
I know, right?
what a
Fucking hell.
disaster.
They
Again,
are a disaster.
Bryce Young needs to get out of there if he can.
I agree.
Wherever he can go. But no, the Ravens. I
I'm
put
gonna
this
say
in.
something. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
something
hit me
off
with
the
it.
top
Yep.
about the Ravens.
Off the Dome Tech.
Yeah. No. As you know, before you guys dive in, I just want to say this as like a blanket statement. If Lamar Jackson doesn't win MVP, and if Derrick Henry doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year, those two awards have lost all meaning because they
As
were
of right now, yeah.
they were fucking unbelievable this game.
We talked about this because
If they're
Lamar.
not MVP and Opoi, I may not watch football ever again.
I think my exact words were Lamar will need to be out of his mind this season to win another MVP.
And he
But
is.
as of right now, he is out of his fucking mind.
Out of his mind.
He's unbelievable. You must be sitting there just loving it. They got jumped
As he
early
should.
by
As
the
he
Bucks
should.
too
Yeah,
as well.
They did. They're up 10-0.
Now,
I think.
in fairness to the Bucks, when they lost Mike Evans, it changed the entire offense.
It did.
Well done for Mike Evans in playing because his ankle
And then
was screwed.
No, his hamstring.
His hamstring, sorry. But yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't look good. But then he also dropped a touchdown, which would have made it 17.
He dropped that touchdown and he hurt his hamstring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goodwood also injured late in the game as well.
Godwin's
He's-
out for the season.
Yeah, dislocated ankle.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're thinking it'll probably be his last snaps he ever plays in Tampa Bay. He's a free agent next year.
Yeah.
Unless, in saying that, they might bring him back. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I would.
I'd bring him back in a half.
And he seems like a great character, guy.
Oh, they love him. They love him. Yeah, but like the Bucks jumped you guys, and I was just sitting there going, no, very similar to the Washington game last week. I was just watching going, no, I just think Baltimore are much, much better than the Bucks.
Ravens let him back in a bit towards the end. They scored three touchdowns in the
But
last quarter.
that's the thing. We were
So
up,
hard
we were
when
up
you're
28 points, and it's like
Yeah, I'm just saying
we
they,
just stopped playing.
They got to button that up though. That's the only thing they got to stop.
But it-
Because that can
Didn't
hurt you in a
guys-
playoff game.
Didn't you guys then get a drive and score a touchdown late?
Yeah, I
Like
think
once
it-
they got I think they got within 2 scores, and then Lamar just was like, no, that's it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I have a lot of faith in the Ravens at the moment. Marlon Humphrey had a couple, like
No, the
Baker's
last two
red
teams-
zone interception was awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Like he did not play that well. He both played well and bad at the same time. It was weird.
yes.
He had some really good
that's
moments.
the Baker Mayfield
It
sort
is
of
because
experience.
he's comfortable losing Baker. I
Yeah.
guarantee you he doesn't care. He's been at Cleveland, mate. He's had fans telling him they're going to kill him. Like he's quite happy with himself. Baker, I think he's pretty comfortable with himself.
Ravens
so
are easily
The best team in the
team to
AFC.
beat in the AFC.
they're
easily.
much better than the Chiefs.
Yes.
Much
Yes.
better than like. When did we play them? Week 1, didn't you?
Week 1.
That was the toe out. Yeah.
Yes.
And they lost by fucking toe.
And
they
then
should have won that game.
Derrick Henry hadn't got going yet. Like Derrick, that guy is just.
He's so scary.
He's.
Bro.
I said it last week. I'm never getting off him. I'm just waiting. I'll be wrong when he has his downfall. Like
I'm happy to be
every
wrong
year.
too.
Every year I'm just betting.
Yep.
He is so good. He's so big, so strong. Their offensive line again. Their first week, they had all these new offensive linemen. Shout out to Daniel Faiatelli, starting right guard, the Aussie boy.
Yes.
He has just got better and better and better every
Yes.
week.
They fucked him on a couple holding calls too. He was not holding.
Oh no, there was some bad calls, but yeah, he is a massive human being. Like,
Yes.
I know that sounds outrageous, for offensive lineman in
No,
the NFL, but
he's
he's like one of those dudes that you're like,
6'7", 300 pounds.
yeah, like there's offensive lineman, and then there's who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Like that's what Mekhi Becton's like too. It's
Yeah,
like
he's a big man, yeah.
Who's that dude?
Did you see Derrick Henry as well?
Yeah, I did see him. I just
He's
said it.
he's unfucking believable.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
There was one play there that he was meant to run right. He came back across the field. Lamar Jackson got out and lead blocked for him
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
and ran it for fucking 55 yards.
Isn't Lamar Jackson like 7th in the league in the league in rushing yards as well?
Something like that. Yeah, I think he's top. He's definitely top 10.
He threw 5 touchdowns today and then rushed one as well.
He now has the most games for Ravens with 5 touchdowns,
Yeah,
Wow.
5 passing
I can't,
touchdowns.
he beat out Trent Dilfer's amazing stats.
No,
Hey, Super Bowl winner Trent Dilfer.
Flaccos.
Joe Flacco and fucking
Joe-
Testaverde.
Yeah.
Vinny Testaverde.
Vinny
Name a
Testaverde.
team Vinny Testaverde hasn't played for. I dare you.
And Tony Banks in that fucking first year threw for 5 touchdowns
Yeah.
before getting benched for Trent Dilford.
Yeah, Dilfy boy. I like the Dilf dog.
Dilf.
Yeah, he's a Dilf.
At this stage,
They're the best team in the NFL. I
touch
think.
wood.
I
Touch
think
wood.
them and Lions.
If those two stay healthy, they're making a Super Bowl.
Are you worried that they're putting too much on Henry, or are we
No.
just at the point where we just think Henry can do it?
They haven't put that much on him, really.
No, he's not getting that much.
In
carries, you're
comparison
right.
to what he was
how many,
getting.
How many carries did he have today?
15.
Yeah, 15.
15 carries, that's
He
nothing.
also
absolute most.
he also caught a touchdown as well, which is wild.
15 carries is nothing, bro. That's
That's what I mean. He's
But
Like,
he's not playing every down. We've got Justice Hill out there. When we do need to throw the ball, Justice Hill's going out there,
Yep.
chip blocking and actually releasing to a flat.
Yep.
And they use Justice Hill to pass fit because a lot of most I guarantee you Ezekiel Elliott got beaten down not from how many carries he got. It's because he was a 3 down back.
Yep.
It's not the amount of because everyone goes, oh, he's only had 15 carries. Like Yeah, but if he's had to have 15 pass protection plays and chip DNs and block blitzing linebackers, and,
yeah.
like, you reckon those blitzing linebackers that they'd be hitting you harder than you would
As
get
hard as they
tackled.
possibly can.
Like,
Because
you'd
they
be
want to try and knock you over.
real.
Yeah.
So I think that's what actually the wear and tear is. Derrick
15
Henry's
carries, 169 yards.
Machine, bro.
what he must be leading the rushing by 300 yards at this point.
Nah, it'd be
Him and Saquon would be the top two. Maybe Gibbs. Gibbs has been pretty good.
Keep talking and I'll find this.
Yeah, he must be well and truly in front.
He'd be in front.
He-
I don't reckon he'd be that. I think he'd be pretty close.
How much do you reckon he's leading by?
I reckon
300
he'd be.
yards.
I reckon he'd be under 100 yards.
He's leading by 200.
Wow. Okay.
210 yards.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that. Who's second?
Mason from the 49ers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy to me.
Saquon would be third, surely.
Saquon's at 658. So third, yeah.
So is Henry? He's almost had a 1,000-yard season.
Yep.
What's he at 850 yards? I think?
873.
He got one more game. He's on 1,000.
Week
yards.
7. Week 7. Bro.
Do you know what would be wild? Because Lamar's on track for a 1,000-yard season too.
Yeah.
They're going to have like a 1,500-yard rusher
I told you,
and a 1,000-yard rusher.
MVP and
And Lamar's probably going to throw 40 touchdowns too.
Lamar Jackson's had 455 yards. He's 11th in the league.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Week
Yeah.
7.
It's good. Like I said it's of all the signings that paid off. I'm glad that's paid off.
That's
I'm glad for Henry. Like,
So
I
am
think
I.
it's such. And again, the Titans. You absolute morons. You should have just traded him to Ravens last year
Yep.
when
Got
they
something
wanted
for
to.
him.
Because you said it before. You would have won a Super Bowl, get him last year.
Yep. So
Hey,
Lamar Jackson's had 15 passing touchdowns. He's second behind Baker Mayfield,
Jeez.
and he's thrown for 1,810 yards.
yeah.
Not bad for a running back.
Not bad for a
Not
running
bad
back.
for a running back. It's a T-shirt. It's not bad for a
I've
running back.
called
He
it
already
now.
sells them.
I've
I got
called
one.
it now. MVP and Opoy. It's a
Yeah,
lock. It's
I
a
said-
lock.
I can't multi it. I've tried to multi it already.
Really?
He'll
can't
need
multi it.
to. He'll need again. With Goff playing really well, Darnold, which could be in the. But you got to think about the narrative. Lamar will need to be just out and out the best, which he has been so far. Don't get me wrong. He will need to be the best player in football for 17 weeks of this season for them to go give him back-to-back MVPs. And I think it could happen.
If,
I
if
really
he
believe
throws
it.
for over 4,500 yards,
Oh yeah.
he will fucking win it.
If he has over 4,000 yards passing, 1,000 yards rushing, and combined over 40 touchdowns, and they're the number one seed or number two, like they're one of the top seeds in the AFC, done. If they don't give it to him,
It's a
the award
travesty.
has no meaning.
I agree.
Because he would be the legitimate MVP, and
He's
they
got
shouldn't be shying away from
two
it.
rushing touchdowns at the moment.
What scares me is the Jared Goff narrative. If Goff ends up with 40 odd
Yeah,
touchdowns
I
and
get
they're
that.
the number one seed, it'll be tough for them to go.
I do get that, absolutely.
But Jared Goff has also been playing probably at quarterback equally as well.
Agreed. But Lamar's just that offense is humming. They've finally got.
Are
that.
they? My final question: Are they peaking too early?
No, because they
No.
lost their first two games. Like, they're just good.
Yeah, but like, I'm talking like in terms of offensive production.
The only thing that would scare me is like Derrick Henry running out of legs. But again, I've just said before, I'm willing to bet that he's not going to,
Yeah.
because all the history has shown us that he gets better as the year
better,
goes on.
yeah.
And what's to say that they're not kind of, in the next five, that they win the next 4 or 5 games or whatever, they're easily the number one seed in the NFL. And they start going, let's just back Henry. We can afford to lose a couple of games here. Let's just back Henry off for a few weeks.
Yeah, they could easily.
They could
do
even rest him for a couple of weeks if
They could
they're
easily do
comfortable.
that.
Like, there's no reason to say they can't do that later. Right now, what they're doing is winning them games. He's not taking a ton of hits because he just gets open. He just gashes teams.
that. See that 80-yard run. Fuck.
Oh my god, he's so
He should have got a
fast.
touchdown on that.
Yeah, what happened? Did they just did someone catch him? When he
Took an
started
angle,
running,
just took an angle.
I actually stood up and walked out of the room because I was like, he's going to score.
Yeah.
And I went to do something, and then I came back. I'm like, he didn't score.
They just took a good angle
They just
and
got him,
just
yeah.
got him. Nah, so we've got Browns, Broncos, Bengals, Steelers, Chargers are our next 5 games.
They're all winnable games.
I think
All winnable games, but that's our tough part of the schedule. And
I
then
think
we
you go
finish with
4-1. in those
Eagles,
games.
Giants, Steelers, Texans, Browns.
Yeah, all winnable games too.
And
The
the
Texas
Browns
game
are-
will be a good game.
Just quickly on the Browns as well. Did you see that Winston isn't even their backup?
Nah.
He was their emergency third string. They had that other quarterback. I can't remember his name now. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got 2 last names.
Yeah, Winston's the third string. He did come in later when they were struggling and played okay. I think he'll be the starter. But yeah, he wasn't the backup, which was
That is weird.
it was really weird.
What's his name? Here it is. It's switch over. Thompson Robinson.
Thompson Robinson, yeah, he's just like a scat back sort of quarterback guy, like a very, 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 very poor man's Lamar Jackson.
yeah.
He's actually a very, 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 very poor man's Tavares Jackson.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
He's
That's
not good at all.
That's a name.
Yeah, Tavares Jackson. I think it was on TV back in the day. TJ. All right, We good?
We're good. Wheel spin. You're going to add it in at the end of this episode.
Yeah, I'll add it in. I'll just post it separately.
Post it.
It's fine. I'll post
Make
it.
sure you post it.
I won't be here next week. I go to Bali on Thursday, so
Must be nice.
have time away. But I might jump into the
Ooh.
boys will do it online. I'll just see
We're
what
going to
I'm
do an
doing.
online one next week.
Just see what I'm
If Brock
doing.
and I don't kill each other by then.
You two, I'm concerned about leaving you guys for a week. I don't know
should
what's
be.
going to happen. But I feel like maybe you two have been messaging being like, let's pretend we're fighting so we can upset JA. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to believe with you, fucking idiots. You're all morons. But no, there'll be
Agreed.
Red Cup
I lean
betting.
into it. It's fine.
Yes.
Red Cup betting.
Red Cup betting
Sunday
Sunday.
or Saturday. Yep.
Yeah, one of the
Work
days.
it out.
And then, make sure you get around all the sponsors. Get around Sporting Globe. Unbelievable sponsors. We love you, Dave. Thanks for supporting
Shout
us
out,
this
Dave.
season. And, you'll see us next week.
Peace.
Bet.
Peace out.